giving you the real from A to Z surrounding the Dallas Cowboys. News, updates, rumors, transactions, takes, and more. So strap up, Cowboys Nation, and start your day off with A to Z Sports. Live with Will Steele.
3, 2, 1.
Here we go. Good morning. Good. Welcome to A to Z Sports Live, presented by the Cochran Firm in Boston Scientific. I am your host, Will Skywalker Steele. Boom! Oh yeah. It is Tape Tuesdays. We're going to jump into the film room today. Look at my Sky Optics. I got a couple notes prior to doing that. And then we'll hit the roundup. We got an update on Micah Parsons. We got an update on Dak Prescott. And we got, not necessarily an update, but a quote from him that I want to dive into that I think should brew a bit of excitement. At least it did for me. So we'll take a look into that. By the way, I still don't think he'll play this week. I think he's supposed to go to the doctors or something like that. You still got to go to the doctors, man. I don't think you're just quite ready to come back yet. But Cowboys are 4-1. I don't think there's a need to rush this thing back just quite yet. So if you want to call into the show, you can. 351-999-3787. Let me actually open up these phone lines, Cowboys Nation. And just like that, we already got somebody up in here. All right, we already got somebody up in here. What's good, though, Cowboys Nation? How y'all feeling this morning? How y'all doing, Bomb Squad?
Bomb Squad!
On the heels of this 4-1 victory in L.A., and it is onward, right? It's onward. 24 hours. We celebrate, because that's what we've been doing. We've been celebrating. And then we start to take a look at, all right, what can we improve? We start taking a look at the next team and all that good stuff. And that's what today is about. That's what Tuesday is about. And it's usually with the offense first, and Wednesdays we'll do the defense. Not a whole lot offensively to talk about, but of course there's always something within the tape once you get the bird's eye view, and we'll talk about that, y'all. We'll talk about that. What's good, though? Got Oscar, Gregory in the building, Danny, Swain, Adrian, Ghostface, Thriller, Tony, Tommy, Captain America. Onward and upward, L. Yes, sir. Trey in the building, Gotti Baby, Jeremy, Toxic Tom, Downey Burner account, Iceberg Q, Stephen White, Samuel Rowe, Cole Jelly, a.k.a. CJ was goody, Tino, DeMar, Marcus, James, Glenn. I think I got Glenn on the horn. Hold tight, Glenn. Hold tight. Let me get through the first part, then I'll hit the horns. Jeremy, DeMar, Facebook is in the building. Heavy. Solomon, I see you. Appreciate you guys for jumping in here, and then many more coming through. Make sure if y'all want to keep up with me, you see that scrolling right there, DFW Turf Ticker. Ask Skywalker Steele. It's the number one artificial turf company in the DFW area. And the scroll has the call-in line in case you can't see it above me. So make sure y'all do that. But hold tight on the phones. All right? Hold tight. And I'll get to y'all. My man James says Sky's birthday is almost here. Indeed. Indeed it is. And I'll let y'all know. In fact, I don't know if I'm going to be streaming that day. Maybe I will be. We'll see. We'll see. Got to talk to the peoples about that. But real quick, yo, before I get into Cowboy stuff, and I usually don't do this, especially because we are extremely Cowboy-centric here, and I'd be talking for 3 hours if I brought in the rest of the NFL. And I don't like to talk about refs. Y'all know I don't when it comes to the Cowboys because nothing's going to change. But are we getting to a fever pitch? Is that the reference? Are we getting to a point of not only this becoming an issue with these roughing the passer calls, because it's clearly an issue. It's been an issue for quite some time, to be honest. But I mean, the world, the NFL world, the NFL players are now the people who actually play this damn game. Quarterbacks are coming out and saying this is getting a bit ridiculous. I didn't bring this up yesterday after the Tom Brady situation because Cowboys victory. I didn't care. But yesterday there was no Cowboys game on, and we're watching Sunday Night Football, and you see two plays, and I'm going to talk about two plays. I'm talking about the one where Chris Jones gets the sack, strips the guy, talking about David Carr, falls on him, but also braces himself and has the ball, and he gets flagged for roughing the passer. An absolute terrible call. I don't care what way you want to look at it. That's football. I don't know what he's supposed to do. But then a little bit later, I don't know, 52. Sacks, I think he sacked him. Patrick Mahomes in the same fashion, if not more violently, as Grady Jarrett did against Tom Brady. No whistle. Is this because what happened to Tua? I'm just not understanding what they want to do. And then the referee came out and gave a terrible explanation as to why. And, something has to happen, man. Something has to happen. For Cowboys, this will never, that will never change. We will never get these calls. It is what it is. So whatever. But the rest of the NFL, this is costing teams now. I don't know if Atlanta would have won, but they'd had a shot to win. Kansas City just barely got out of there with that. I mean, that was a potential, 10-point swing potential. But they eventually, because Pat Mahomes is ridiculous, they eventually get 3 points out of it. But it's just getting a bit too much, man. It's getting a bit too much out here. And Micah Parsons, who, man, I love me some Micah, but I don't know about that Twitter, man. Look, Micah is amazing on Twitter. But he might need somebody. But hey, let me get that phone from you, Mike. Let me get that phone from you, man. And it's not that he's saying anything crazy, but he's very passionate about what he does. And he came out and said a lot of things. And I'm wondering when the NFL is eventually going to extend their ridiculous. You know how you can't say anything after the game in the press conferences about referees. I wonder when they're going to extend that to social media, because Micah don't hold back. I love it personally. I just don't want anything to come of it for him. But I'm glad he's calling him out, to be honest with you. All right, man, that's my rant on that. I don't agree with what's going on with these roughing the passers. It's getting a bit. Put a flag on him is what everybody's saying, but that's how it's been going, right? Put a flag on him. All right, let's get to this roundup Cowboys news.
It's time! It's time! It's time! It's time!
It's time.
It is time for.
It's time for the morning roundup. Round 'em up, boys.
Hey. Yo. Speaking of Micah, we got a bit of an update on Micah Parsons yesterday from not only coach, who said that Micah, he's good, he's getting better. I know he's checked in this morning and he felt good, so we feel good about him being available. But Stephen Jones also went on 105 through the Fan, who actually said that second part. He said, we'll see how the week goes, but we feel good about the prognosis with him. I think we've got the greatest trainers in the NFL in Jim Mara and Britt Brown, who I also credit them a lot for how they handle these injuries. They're certainly going to take care of our guys, not put them in harm's way, and make things worse, Jones said. I think they felt Micah was at a place where he could, as long as he was comfortable, be able to play without making it worse. Clearly, again, I said this yesterday, I trust these guys. If they thought that Micah could go back out there, he's fine. Was I a little bit nervous? Absolutely. When I saw him limping around. But sounds like he's doing well. I just don't see them keeping him off this field. I don't think the right now is the worry. I think we got Sam who called in yesterday. Was like, I'm worried about him later. I don't think they're worried about it now. I wonder if they'll be worried about him later. But I trust Britt Brown. They're going to handle this situation. If he's good to go, it'd be good to go. So, I'm good. I'm good with Mike. We also got a bit of a Dak Prescott update after the game. He talked to some reporters in the locker room, and he said, quote, I'm day by day. There's a lot of growth right now. We're uphill. Things are happening fast, but I'm taking it day by day. He says, I have the ultimate respect for Cooper and always have from his rookie year to obviously last year getting to play. Proud of him. He also had this interesting quote, Cowboys Nation, that I want to kind of dive into. We talked about it a little bit yesterday on the Voch and Brody live show. Shout out to my brother Voch, who had a great sit down with the odd couple, Rob Parker and Chris Broussard. That's just fantastic how he's killing it right now. I love it. But here is the quote from Dak Prescott. I don't know if it was to John Machota or to whoever the heck it was. I thought this was interesting. They asked him about, how tough is it to not be playing right now with all the wins and whatnot. So the games are sometimes the easiest part, to be honest with you. Being able to see my brothers go out there and do what they love. I'm a selfless guy. At that point, it's exciting. And I know that I can help them, whether it's telling them something in their ear or just getting the energy going. I feel like I have a part. And this goes back to Mike McCarthy and the whole situation that he's bringing to Dallas. The week may be a little bit tougher knowing that you want to be in there game planning, practicing and all that. But when you come out here and it's game day, I know I've got a job, and that's to support the 48. I've heard McCarthy say that before, and I absolutely love it. Everybody has a job. I don't care if you're in the game or not in the game. And he goes on to say, and that's the best thing I can do. It's exciting to see what these guys can do. I've definitely learned a lot about myself, about this team and this situation. It's going to help me. It's going to help this team. It's going to help us all moving forward. I think that part right there, I've definitely learned a lot about myself and about this team in this situation. It's going to help me. It's going to help this team. It's going to help all of us moving forward. I think that's important, man. You can tell that he clearly understands the landscape of this team now. Clearly. And that this team is not built like it once was in yesteryears, either offensively or defensively, for that matter. Let's just be frank here. And I will say there's no doubt in my mind that Dak and probably Kellen, but Kellen's Kellen, for that matter, for a few years, went into these seasons or went into these games with the thought of, hey, man, we got to be the complementee, I believe is the word I'm looking for here. We got to set the tone, and the defense has to feed off of us. We don't got the top flight defense over there. We understand that. Thus, we got to make this thing go. And for the most part, don't get it twisted. He did that. Like, don't get it twisted. That was something that was done. But I thought McCarthy had just a home run quote yesterday that to me shows that he's no longer unselling. We talk about McCarthy going heel. He is full-blown heel McCarthy. And I love it, by the way. But you can tell he's not unselling anymore. And you can tell in his quote that this team is not what it once was for the better part of 2 decades. No more. I talk about New World Order, and I'm serious about it. But this is what McCarthy had to say. This is a defensive-first operation that's mandated by the head coach. Mandated by the head coach. Because that's our strength. We identified that in the spring. I think Kellen Moore has done an excellent job adjusting to that. Let me run that last part back. I think Kellen has done an excellent job adjusting to that. That's no small feat. That is no small feat. And we know Mike McCarthy is on record stating, this ain't changing when Dak comes back. This is not changing when Dak comes back. And at the end of Dak's quote, he says, I just want to keep this thing rolling when I get back and take off. We all have to come to an understanding that there are issues offensively right now, and we're getting by. Now, there are some philosophical things done within this offense that you can pack it up, put it on a loop, and you'll be better once this guy returns. But I think there is something mentally in Dak now that maybe there's a okay. All right. To quote my guy, Vach, he says, Dak doesn't have to carry this team. He's just got to help carry the offense. Those are two totally different things. Two totally different things that not only him, but Kellen, but again, Kellen, I feel like it's Kellen. We've seen Dak Prescott, and I'll bring me back here. We've seen Dak Prescott operate in a complementary role, right? He's operated in that before. That's not new. There's years of evidence of that. Kellen Moore, not so much, which is why you see him struggle, right? Which is why you see him say, really wanted to throw that ball all game, but I don't need to. So I say all that to say, if you got a quarterback who, let's not get it twisted, is much more talented than what's out there right now, and you're getting by. And I use that very, very nicely because you are winning. But you're getting by. And you get a guy back that can actually make plays. What do you think that's going to do for the morale of the entire team? And I say the entire team because if you play the sport, football, if you play really any sport, but specifically football, let's be real, y'all. They are absolutely enjoying getting these dubs. But you know, offensively, they're licking their chops for their day. Everybody wants to be a part of something great. Everybody wants to play a hand in it. Not necessarily the case right now, but that's cool because we're not at our final form. And you know what that does when the other unit makes plays? That uplifts the other unit and then the other unit. Just look at the defense. The defense, without a doubt, no one would venture to say anything different, is 100% carried this team. Eventually, though, they'll just have to carry the defense. I truly believe that. And let's make no mistake about it. I do think that Dak was pressing to thinking he had to carry this team. Now, make no mistake about it, still had some success, a lot of success with that, period. But I don't believe he no longer has to do that. I think a lot of us believe he no longer has. I think, believes he no longer has to do that. So if you get an improvement from a quarterback standpoint, can you imagine what that does for your defense? Can you imagine what that does for your offense's morale? Now, instead of going into games with 13 points in the fourth quarter, 10 points in the fourth quarter, instead of going in 3 and outs, increasing every game, your defense is actually getting a rest. Or your defense can go out there with a double-digit lead early. This is why I said what I said yesterday. If you argue that, is this team better than last year? If your argument was yes. Because they're both 4-1 at this point. But the reason why I can see you saying yes is because we're pretty much been a lopsided team. And once that balances out, that one side that Coach Mike McCarthy said, the defensive first of operation, who was playing phenomenal, who we all agree may be the best defense in the league, they're going to get helped. Now, there is a sector of the fan base that believes Dak Prescott can't, for whatever reason, elevate at the quarterback position right now, which is silly to me. What I will agree with the sector that doesn't believe in Dak Prescott is that, yeah, he probably was pressing. Yeah, he did have to go out there and believe that I need to carry this team. Sure. But now he does it. And now he believes he does it. So all things equal here, you got a guy as talented as Dak Prescott returning to a team who has learned, at least Kellen has shown, and McCarthy has put his foot down, to get back to balanced football, who has a defense who people aren't scoring more than 10 points. You mean to tell me you don't think that guy can improve this offense? Either A, you have an agenda, right? And that's fine. Just say you have that agenda. Or B, you don't want to see that happen, which is crazy to me. Because that happening, right, takes your team to being a Super Bowl contender. That is the only thing, in my opinion, holding your team back from potentially being favorites. And I don't like favorites. It's October, but that's how it goes, right? But if your offense elevates, your team elevates, your defense elevates, and now we go into January, not worried about a damn thing. And I digress. Oh, we about to break down the offense. But let me get to a couple calls before I do. Of course, the Pulse of the Nation call-in line is presented by the Cochran Firm. Since 2005, our guys Larry and Brian Pope over at the Cochran Firm have handled the most challenging civil cases involving personal injury, wrongful death, fraud, truck, automobile accidents, and many more. Larry and Brian, I don't say this lightly. They'll fight for you guys. Very good people. But I think the best thing about this firm, man, aside from them fighting for you in this DFW area community, they'll listen free of charge. Their civil cases are handled on a contingent fee basis, meaning there is no financial recovery. If there is no financial recovery, then they charge no fee. So contact the Cochran Firm at CochranTexas.com or 1-800-THE-FIRM to schedule your free consultation today. I believe this says Glenn, but is this Glenn?
What's up, Scott? Put your Philly Tims on. It's
Philly
fall,
Tims,
bro.
215. Okay, my bad, man. I saw it say Glenn there. I thought, my bad, man. What's up with you, brother?
Stop drawing, Scott. Stop drawing, man. Come on.
Hey, listen, let me tell you something right now. We walk away with this victory on Sunday, I'm definitely going to be drawn. Definitely.
I feel you, bro. I feel you.
Yeah.
Hey, I missed the show yesterday, so I hope I'm not repeating anything or being redundant. But
you good. Go ahead.
Just want to bring up a few. Yeah, I want to bring up a few points. First of all, have you invited Al Harris to the cookout yet?
Nah, I invited Al Harris to the cookout. Not yet.
I've been putting that in the feed in the chat, man. Come on, Al Harris. Donovan Wilson turned his head at the perfect time on that play on Sunday. Greg Olson, the commentator, was like, "Oh, that's a PI." Then they went back and looked at it, and it wasn't because he turned his head. That is one of the fine, minute things that we've been missing over years. Is these our DBs turning their head and looking for the ball. And I think Al Harris is coaching his secondary up unbelievable. So he got to get to the cookout, man.
Well, you're talking about safeties.
Got to get there.
If you're talking about safeties, but although the guy that and listen, salute to Al Harris, the guy that I've actually been giving a lot of credit to this secondary turnaround, it's not Al Harris, it's Joe Witt Jr. Joe Witt Jr. since coming on this team, you got to remember Al Harris was here in 2020. Again, I don't want this to be an Al Harris bashing moment. It's not, because I think if you listen to Trey Diggs said Al Harris has taught him pretty much everything about the cornerback position. But
everything.
From a total secondary position, the secondary elevated when Joe Witt got here. And if you go look at Joe Witt's history in secondaries throughout his career in Green Bay, and I think he was in Cleveland, in Atlanta, his secondaries always followed, right? We have this stat that I don't have the graphic right here, but I'll bring it up at some point. where Al Harris finished in the top 10 in like 8 of his 10 years as a secondary coach in interception percentage. So not Al Harris, I'm sorry, Joe Witt Jr. So I'm actually I'm actually giving the credit to Joe Witt on that situation. But shout out to Al Harris as well, though. Let's not mistake.
All right, bring them both to the cookout.
Hey,
One can
both
cook,
can
one can,
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. I saw in the chat Sunday people was down on Tyler Smith early in the game, and I just want to remind everybody I did at your on the post game show with you and Holly in the chat and on Law's show. You got to remember Eric Williams got dominated by Reggie White his first game, and he became a Hall of Famer after that first game because he took it out on the entire league. So I just need everybody to chill when Tyler Smith is getting dominated by a true Hall of Famer.
I think for the most part we all understand that's Aaron freaking Donald. I don't think anybody is panicking about that. But then if you go look at the rest of the game, though, I think Tyler held up well. I still believe I would love to see him at guard, but I think he held up well.
Yeah. I would love to see him at guard, but he held his own after that, and they sent a little bit of help. But moving on to the red zone play, that second down play was horrible. I just would love. I saw 3 games where they ran a screen to the running back in the red zone Sunday. 3 separate games. I just would love to see some of that creativity by Moore. We are not going to be able to withstand putting up field goals in the red zone against teams that can put up points. So I know our defense is tight. I just don't want our defense to wear down later in the season. Kellen Moore has got to get a little more creative in that red zone. What you think about that?
Yeah, he definitely got to get more creative in general, and I don't mean trickery. We saw some of that creativity in the Giants game, but we have yet to really see it come back. But there's a play. There's going to be a formation that I like here that it looks like he did bite a little bit off of the Rams. There's things they're piecing it together. I wonder if we're waiting to unleash more of this creativity when you get a guy back who can do more things. Let's just be completely honest. Like they ran that little fake pitch it was a 21 personnel fake pitch to somebody, and Cooper Rush slid for 2 yards. Like, why are we running that play with Cooper Rush? But
yeah, that was horrible. That was horrible. A couple more things, I'll let you go. Some quick points. What's the quarterback for the Eagles? The Peagles, the Pigeons. What's it? Hurts.
Jalen Hurts.
That stinky leg. He kills everybody with that stinky leg. He plants that thing in the ground. Looks like he's going one way, and he just cuts back. Yeah. We got to look out for that. But they are very intelligent on the goal line and 4th and 1 situations. They just push them past the goal line. They bring a tight end, a running back. The kid is strong. Yeah, he can squat, 80,000 pounds, whatever. But they are utilizing that play where they just bring somebody up his butt, up his back, and they just push him. And then one dude was just pulling them, which I've seen in the league before. But I think the committee going to take a look at that, pulling a guy into the end zone. I know pushing is cool, but they was pulling him across that end zone Sunday. And I think that the committee, competition committee, is going to start taking a look at that.
They need to take a look at a lot of things, bro. A lot of things.
Yeah, but I think we just got to look at that at the goal line. I think we can beat this team. We just got to put up some points. Obviously, if we hold them, our defense is tight, but I just want to see our tight end play improve. I want to see our screen play improve. And one last thing I would like to see, when we call kill, can we do something else out of running the ball right or left and kill? Can we set teams up? You've been killing for the last 2 years, 3 years, and it's always a run play on kill. Can we try to do something else?
That's what it's usually 2 plays as opposed to just a run play, but that's just based off the look you get, man. But hey, appreciate the call, man. Make sure you call back in maybe Thursday when we get to the second part of breaking down this Eagles game. We ain't breaking them down just yet.
All right, I appreciate all you do, bro. Thanks a lot.
Yes, sir. Real quick before I move on to the next caller, he brought up something that I tweeted about yesterday about the tight ends that made me think. Someone there, come on, man. There's the running joke, right? Like, hey, we gotta get Dak back because not we gotta get Dak back, but Dalton Schultz is saying we gotta get Dak back because he's messing up my money, and that's true. You know, Dalton Schultz has been pretty much obsolete in this offense. Not saying that he hasn't had opportunities. They just ain't going to him. But just the tight ends in general, man. Like when I watched Kelsey go off last night, I was like, you know, we haven't really heard anything about our tight ends in the last 4 weeks. So I went and looked, man. 4 games. The best game was obviously against the New York Giants. The tight ends combined for 5 receptions, 56 yards combined. 1 reception between them two the last 2 weeks, though. When I say them two, I mean the tight ends. In 3 of the 4 games, they've combined for 3 receptions. So the tight ends are just he said he wanted to see more from the tight ends. Yeah, you know, listen, man. I mean, another tweet I had was, you know, last year, the tight ends combined for 11 total touchdowns. 11. Over the first 4 games, 0. Just something, man. It's just something. Well, I'm saying, Marcus, he's driving the bus, and you know, it's a full tank of gas in there. Barely, but he's driving it enough, man. I know that we got some super chats, but I saw Eagles are trash. Man, you must have been missing our shows.
Super chat.
He said, can we give Kellen some love since we always tax him on his mistakes? He has caught excellent games the last 4 weeks. Where you been? Where you been? We've been giving Kellen credit for remaining balanced. That's about as far as it can go at this point. And I also gave him credit for some of his passing concepts that I like and getting rid of. And again, it's tough, though, Eagles are trash, because how much of this is Kellen? How much of this is Mike? Regardless, he's getting it done. But also got to give him or Mike, whoever the hell it is, credit for getting rid of these option routes. If you go look at the concepts, there's much more determination into where these guys are going. There's much more smash concepts, dagger concept type of situation. You know, these aren't, I'm guessing where I got to go, and the quarterback got to guess where I got to go. Got to hold the ball, and then that's not what's happening right now. So sure. Let's give him credit for doing what the hell Coach Mike McCarthy told his ass to do, and not biting the cheese, right? But keep at it, and then we can really give you some love. I'm gonna give him credit. I ain't giving him no love just yet. He can get some credit though. It's Kellen's cousin super chat. All right, let me get one more. Then we got to get into the film room. Who was up in here? Dre, my guy, Drop. What's good, bro?
Yo.
What up with you?
You got me?
Yes, sir.
Hey, what's up, man? How you doing, man?
Bro, I'm good, man. You see it, man. You see it.
That's what's up, man. You know, I ain't calling a plethora of minutes, man, but last time I spoke...
You ain't calling it tens of minutes.
Tens of minutes. You know what I mean? We spoke about Sam Williams, man. You know what I mean? You know, man, like, we was calling for this, man. We wasn't really knocking his performance. It was more about the reps he wasn't getting.
Just get him out there.
So, So when we see him, you know what I mean, take advantage of those reps, man, he's a beast, man. I think the more reps he continues to get, man, he's gonna be somebody that's gonna be a homestay at the cookout, man. You know what I mean? He's gonna have a little table for you. But I'm gonna ask you a question, man. You know what I mean? We've been talking Cowboys football for years, man.
Years.
When was the last time you seen a secondary that can tackle and be as physical with a starting helmet like this one, man? When's the last time have you seen it?
No, man. Like, I think we kind of talked about this when we were previewing the Washington game, and we looked at the Washington secondary, and I think that game, I already had much appreciation, Dre, for this secondary. But I look at that game, and I look at how our secondary is. I'm like, yo, the physicality that our secondary plays with compared to maybe some of the other league around the other league, I think helps also set this defense apart. Because not only do you got to worry about getting your head taken off by this just nasty defensive front of Micah Parsons, right? But then you got to worry about Dono, J-Rock, Malik. And I know Anthony Brown is not some great big hitter, but Anthony Brown will tackle your ass. So,
right.
Yeah, man.
And I was one of the knocks that even our fan base, man, because I don't really hear it too much in like in the media, outside of Cowboys Nation, but our own fans was knocking Diggs and saying he wasn't physical, he can't tackle. But that Bengals game, he had a game-saving tackle, not a game-saving deflection, a game-saving tackle. And I think that's something that he's evolving into a complete corner, and it's going to be scary for this league, man. But I got a bold prediction for Sunday night, man. I believe Micah or D-Law, one of them is going to get a sack, man, and Jalen Hurts is going to look up into the bright lights in they field, man, and Micah or D-Law is going to look at him and say, "You got knocked the F out, Negan." All right, my boy.
Shout out to Dre. Yo, you can't miss episodes over there on Vosh and Barty Live, man. Was anybody around for the Negan? Crazy. I'm going to just leave it at that before this thing takes a total left turn. But back to Micah. Yo, we got to remember, Micah didn't play against Philly last year in Philly. COVID hit him. Bad timing. COVID hit him, and he didn't get a chance to go play back in his, his home state. Probably in front of thousands of his, hometown friends and family. Think Micah on Sunday Night Football not going to be fired up. He getting one. At minimum, he is getting one. Jalen Hurts likes to run around. And we'll get to this tomorrow when we're going to break down the Eagles and all that stuff tomorrow. In fact, we always start with the opposing team's offense. So we're going to really dive into it. That is probably, not probably, 100% going to be the scariest running quarterback we will have faced up to this point. So we'll get into that. But Micah going to get one, bro. The Negan was hilarious. All right. Hulk Hogan, I'm coming for you, Negan. Oh, my goodness. Yo, that's funny. That was funny. Here's what we're going to do. I am going to get into our Sky Optics about some of the things that I've seen on film before we actually break down more things on film, certain plays and whatnot. Let's talk about it. The first one here, I felt the need to give Zeke and them boys some credit here. Body blows matter. And when I watch this, the tape, and you go back and watch the game in general, you can just tell, all right, all right, man, let's just run the rock. Let's just continue to bludgeon these dudes and then eventually hit one. We talked about this when we studied the film against San Fran. San Fran didn't have a crazy day, but all it took was one. And that's all it took for the Cowboys. He bodied them up. And Skip Pete had a fantastic quote that I want to read to you guys. Actually, I'm going to show you guys. Skip Pete said, "It's like you have a sledgehammer that starts it off. Boom, boom, boom. Then the sword comes in and slices you up." He also said this: "When you run the same play with two different backs, with two different styles, the defense gets used to seeing the play reacting and taking an angle to make that tackle. Then all of a sudden, one guy comes in who's a little faster, and it kind of screws up your angles. And then he's gone." Shout out to Jory Epstein of Yahoo Sports for getting this fantastic quote from Cowboys running back coach Skip Pete. This is why I always say Zeke, TP, Zeke are better together than they are individually. It is the definition of thunder and lightning, whatever the hell you want to call it. And depending on the game, I think depends on how you use these guys. That game, did I want to see a little bit more TP? Sure, maybe I did. But did you need it? Nope. Zeke just continued to pound the rock and get you the yards you needed to get. Before TP broke off for his big run, Zeke had 6 carries for 27 yards to open up the game. He had runs of 5 yards, 4, 9, 5. The next possession, TP second carry to the crib. The body blows matter, man. And sometimes the body blows don't have to be right away. It can happen, second, third possession, fourth possession, whatever. But the body blows do matter, man. I would continue to utilize these guys. I mean, you hear McCarthy talk about it. Got to run this thing through the offense. Through the running game. Opens up the what? The play action. Because that's really where Cooper Rush has been living. Outside of that, it's been a hell of a struggle. Another thing I noticed was third downs are still a problem. They're still a problem. There's a concerning trend happening right now for the Cowboys offensively. Now, again, winning mask a lot of things. This happened last year, y'all. We were winning, and the offensive performance actually was better than this. And we were like, yo, we cannot continue to do this. XYZ, whatever. And when your third down's a problem, it affects the rest of your offense, man. Remember last year at the end of the year, the Cowboys were on that 4-game win streak, but the offense was looking funky. At that time, the Cowboys were 45%, I think I have it here, from a third down standpoint. 45. The Cowboys right now are sitting at 32% over the last 4 games. That would be 4th worst in the league. In fact, they are 4th worst even when you count week 1. Again, putting, in my opinion, just way too much on the defense. At some point, the offense is going to have to do a little bit more than that. And I'm not even asking offense to score a ton of points. I'm just asking you to convert. Concerning numbers, here's some more. The 3-and-out rate on offense has increased the last 4 weeks from 10% to 27% to 46% to 60%. When you are going 3-and-out on half or more than half of your possessions, it's not helping your defense. It's not sustaining drives. It's not. I was told by somebody the other week, Cowboys are so much better on third down. How, Sway? Are we watching the same thing? So when you don't convert on third down, what does that mean, squad? You're not matriculating the ball down the field. On the percentage of drives to reach the red zone, the Cowboys are second to last in the league at 22.8%. Meaning they're not even getting into the red zone. Hence why Brett Maher is leading the league in scoring and has the tie for the most 50-yard field goals. In fact, 71% of the Cowboys scoring plays, 71% after 5 weeks, are field goals. That leads the NFL. Third down has to get better. I don't give a damn who is the quarterback. It has to get better because I understand we got a backup in right now. I understand all that. We were 3 for 13 in week 1. So it's got to get better. Point blank period. This is 5 weeks in a row. Like, at what point does it become a concern? You know what I mean? Does it become a concern? I think we're at that point. Got to get better. And then at the bottom there, the interior O-line was holding on. I don't mean that literally, although there were a couple holds. I mean, boy, this was another one of those games where, man, they fighting. It's tough. I saw Biadasz, I think it was Bobby Wagner just, and that man, he was hitting the matrix. You know, Connor McGovern, boy, not an easy task going up against Aaron Donald. And Connor McGovern has been a struggle the last 2-3 weeks for old Connor. Hey, holding on. Even Zach was getting a little something going on over there, but the interior was just holding on. The one play that mattered the most offensively, they blocked it up greatly though, and that was Tony Pollard's, and we'll take a look at that in the film room. So those are just kind of my 3 things that I noticed offensively coming into the film. Now, here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a quick little break, and then we're going to run into the film room here and have some fun. All right? And as we do that, this quick little break is brought to you by Boston Scientific. And no, that is not me. ED can affect your self-esteem and impact your most important relationship. Take a free online assessment that you can share with your doctor. Click the ad to learn more. There's a permanent, satisfying solution to treat ED. Visit edcure.org to get the facts and find a urologist who can offer treatment options when others do not work. Again, that's edcure.org, sponsored by Boston Scientific.
You're listening to A to Z Sports.
Do it live!
At some point, hoping to broadcast
In front of the millions.
of Cowboys fans to bring you the real. But for now, strap up and here's your host, Skywalker Steele.
I'm Luke Skywalker. I'm here to rescue you.
We'll do it live.
I'm here to rescue you. Focus. Stay focused. There's outside noise. I usually don't watch too much of the big networks as much anymore with all this amazing content that we have from individuals and independents. But I do chime into some early morning shows. And Dan Graziano came on, was Keyshawn Johnson's show. Oh, I just love his response to the nonsense, the foolishness that is the rest of social media or the big letter networks. They kept on trying to bring up, well, is Cooper Rush better than Dak Prescott? He looking at them like, what are we doing? Even Dave was like, hey, producers, Dave Hellman, why are we having questions about X, Y? What are we doing? Are we not seeing the film? Are we not looking at what's happening here? I love it. I love it when people in the national spotlight shut the BS down. It's beautiful. All right, let's hit this film room, y'all. So the Cowboys defense, they came out. My apologies here. Let me pull this back down. They came out. They get a sack fumble. They're physical. They set the tone. Dallas comes out in a nice 12 personnel. Remember what Skip Pete said. Gonna play it differently when it's a different back. First play of the game, 12 personnel. You're gonna match that defense's physicality. Get a nice 5-yard run. I mean, you knew off the rip, Cowboys Nation, though. Look at Aaron Donald and McGovern. McGovern was like, God dang it, I'm going to be in for a long day here, boy. But, hey, just enough. 5 yards. Got to love it. Hey, Kellen, let's go right back to that, right? No? We're going to go empty? A little bit of a glitch. First play of the game, you get 5 yards, and now we're going empty. Okay, let's see what we can do here. Remember, we talked about when the teams are playing off. When the Rams are playing off, you have that quick game available. So let's go take a look at the quick game, which was there. But what Rush does is he's a very predetermined guy. He was going there all the way, no matter what was happening here. He decided to look off. I don't know why, but he decided to look off here when he got a hook here. There was really no need to do that. I think if he looks this way, he sees that the hook's there, but not there at the same time. And the quick game is. I don't know if he makes that guy miss and score a touchdown, but I think we do get a positive game. Quick game was there. We really didn't go back to this. I think maybe once, but I would have liked to see us do it. But run that back. Hold up, because this is the look I was talking about to the caller on the phone. I absolutely love this look. It's very Ram-ish, right? 11 personnel. Believe it or not, this is 3 wide receivers, not 3 tight ends. They go 11 personnel, but it's tight. They do this a lot, the Rams, that is. They do this a lot with Cooper Kupp. And I like this from a run it back and use action option because you can get some good things out of this, man. You can get a play action here, and he comes up the seam. I've seen the San Francisco 49ers do this with Kyle Juszczyk, and he gets wide open down there. You can get a CD Lamb out here. You can get Michael Gallup faking the block and coming out. I just think there's a lot of good things that can come out of this look. So I would like to see them running back. And you got positive yards out of it. So there are some concepts we're going to like here. Nice pre-snap, post-snap action, quick game, good read, easy positive yards. So we come back to this quick game against the LA Rams. You're going to get pre-snap action with the motion, and then a post-snap action. And it was supposed to be a fake, but the post-snap action doesn't do a whole lot, but it does enough. And this is what I mean by post-snap action. You got the supposed to be fake handoff, but I think Zeke is worried about blocking. And this is what I love, the concept here. These two guys pushing. Either he commits back here or he commits up here. If he commits back, you got what you got. If he comes up, this is going to be here at a later date in the season, maybe a later time in the game. Really good concept, really good call, easy throw, good read, get you some yards. I like it. I thought this was an interesting look. I don't know what this one will be called with McGovern here. We're used to seeing the Hawk formation, right? Where there's two offensive guards in the backfield. Well, we got one offensive guard, and you got a pistol. What is this, the Hawk Buster? You got a pistol out of it. Interesting. But it's going to create a unique assignment up front. 91 is not necessarily over top of Biotis. He's shading a little bit to the inside, a.k.a. the eye. But watch Biotis completely ignore him because he knows Connor McGovern is coming. So this is a unique assignment here. You don't normally see guys just ignore guys right over top of them. Completely ignores them, and you get positive yards. Now, I think old Zeke would have wanted to smoke. I think old Zeke sees this and says, oh, I'm going to eat this outside, and please, Jalen, try me. But you get positive yards. We'll take it. Man, this one, man. Michael Gallup's going to want this one back. First of all, you get this bunch to the right. I think Cooper Rush is licking his chops over here. You got 1v1, Michael Gallup. This is the easy read here, but he's already cheating in. And to be completely honest, the route that Michael Gallup is going to run, he's never going to get back. Rush just has to hold it for a tick second longer to allow this route to develop. The route develops. You get an excellent pressure throw. Mike, you gotta have it. I mean, if he catches this, he's getting upfield. Maybe he scores, man. Who knows? But you got to have that. You can't drop that. There weren't a ton of easy throws in this game, but this one, maybe one of the easiest ones. Great route, man. I mean, he routed my man up. But you got to have it, though. It's going to be another got to have it moment. Y'all just wait. Okay, 12 empty. Okay, 12 empty spread, sitting on the hooks. Good read, good throw. Okay, so they come out in what looks like a traditional 12. They get to the line of scrimmage. Hey, you get over here, and we're going to go spread here. We're going to empty this thing out. Let me get a good read. What's going on out here? Cooper Rush is taking a look. All right, I got one. What is this guy going to do if they run this zone? And what teams have been doing lately, if you've been noticing some of these breakdowns, they've been bracketing this hook because that's what the Cowboys like to do. So that's probably his assignment anyway. Take a look at it. I mean, this is going to be a good read, by both the wide receiver and the quarterback. He sprints over there to set on that hook as opposed to floating in the middle, and that opens this thing up. Cooper Rush sees it. Great route. Easy pitch and catch. Move the chains. First down. What happens 2 plays later? Remember, the very first play of the game, Ezekiel Elliott, 12 personnel in the backfield. You get a nice 5-yard gain. Tony Pollard's back there. Traditional 12 personnel. Look at the blocking here you're going to get from, you can't barely see him, but my bad. Noah Brown. I want y'all to watch Noah Brown. I want y'all to watch Peyton Hendershot. And I want you to watch Simi Fehoko. I'm going to let this thing run. The effort from 87 and 81 is crazy. Noah Brown's going to get in, seal, and watch these guys. I mean, you need that type of effort for these long blocks. But I don't think we can eliminate what Noah did here. And this is in Noah's wheelhouse. I mean, this is textbook. Look at the effort. You don't stop till the whistle blows. You love to see it. Now, let's take a look at the line because the line also won on this too. I just need you to hold. You're going to get a great combo block from 63 and 70. Amazing combo block here. But watch. I mean, let's watch 63 and 70 real quick. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, that's beautiful right there. Huh. And he gets right on Bobby Wagner. Let's take a look at checking on McGovern. McGovern gets just enough. Boy, I tell you that. Aaron Donald is strong, man. But all you got to do is get just enough of AD. And he gets just enough, man. I know he's falling all over the place. Now, finally, take a look at Tyler Smith. This is what makes Tyler Smith special from an athletic standpoint. You got to be able to get back around and make this block, or the defensive end here can get this tackle. He combos but realizes he's coming down hard, and watch how he flips his hips and finishes that block. I mean, that's good stuff, and it's off to the races. Just an all-around great effort from the line, from the wide receivers, and Tony Pollard to the crib. Toe drag, swag, bucket drop. During the game, you don't see all this other stuff that we're going to talk about here. So let's talk about the toe drag, swag, and the bucket drop right quick. I mean, this ridiculous, fantastic throw, and I don't know how my man kept his feet in bounds. I mean, that's a bucket. I said this 2 weeks ago. It might have been last week. That's a bucket drop, bro. 100%. Look at Mike. I got that. One of the best on the sidelines, man. One of the best. Now, let's take a look at the action on the opposite side. And this is what surprised me here. The bunch. I love these bunch formations that Kellen is doing. And the dagger also wins. The Cowboys have found something out within this offense. The dagger won last week, and you had Noah Brown for a deep shot. The same play, the same concept. You're going to get a dagger for it. He's going to run a streak, and right behind it, you're going to get CeeDee Lamb come on this deep end. Oh, my goodness. Oh, you just watch. In fact, in my opinion right now, they're already out of position. Now it's a matter of getting this guy off his spot. I mean, there's nothing really he can do in general if you just put this on a rope. But it's this here. Now, by the time he releases the ball, this guy's already out the picture. But that's 6. I mean, Noah Brown ain't a speedster, but that's 6. So I will go back to this, and that's why I say run it back, and that's why I say maybe 6, not 3, because the Cowboys got 3 on this possession as opposed to 6. But I would continue to run these dagger concepts, man. I just would. And again, what happens when you're a predetermined guy, when I want to get the ball out right away, things don't have a chance to quite develop as much. Here's the one thing that they could have did to hit this was play action under center, because Coop is much more patient thrower from play action than he is when it's not. But the dagger concept worked. You got this is 3rd and long too, by the way. You got the bucket drop for the first down. So you win. Long story short, you got 3 there. That helped. Maybe could have got 6. Up front, I don't understand this one. Maybe Vach can explain this. Big Duke can explain this. Is this a miscommunication between 66 and 63? Is this a miscommunication? Because there's no reason why you should just be letting him kind of just go through here. Take a look. I get there's responsibility up here at the second level, but I mean, what is Zeke supposed to do here? We've seen this now a few times over the few weeks. I believe this might be on 66, to be honest, because I don't know why. Yeah, why would you be triple teaming here? I think you should be checking here, and then Biotish is going to get up to the next level, and it don't work out. Miscommunication. Can't pass him off like that. Trap coverage. So not too many teams have really done this to Cooper Rush just yet, surprisingly. But I figured at some point it'd happen. We know he likes to get the rock out quick. They know he likes to get the rock out quick. We're going to sugar these A-gaps here. When that happens, Cooper is a predetermined quarterback. Hey, watch 45. 45 is the mic. He may be coming. I love this concept, by the way. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I love the concept. It kind of reminds me of what happened in New York. Let's let it roll a little bit. And then we're going to run it back. Instead of Bobby Wagner coming on the blitz, goes into the hook zone, gets a PBU. But here's why I love this concept. Let's take a look at CeeDee Lamb has to sit here because you want him to bring in these guys. The route isn't finished, but this would have been interesting to see Peyton Hendershot against this safety one-on-one down here. But I think the throw was clearly to Ezekiel Elliott. And the reason why I say 21 versus cornerback is because, I mean, I don't know if he gets the first down, but I'll take my chances with the cornerback going heads up in the open field against Ezekiel Elliott. Just saying, but we got to watch out for those trap coverages. And this is from the other angle here. Looks like we're going to get a blitz. Nope, he falls back. Predetermined. Knock it down. 12 personnel play action. This is what I don't like. 2 versus 6. I don't like that. I don't like it. We hadn't seen a lot of this just quite yet. And when we did, what did we say they were doing? They were going deep. But let's take a look at the 12 personnel play action here. And you're going to get basically double set on the other side. Here we go. Play action. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Y'all know I don't like that. You know I don't like that. But we're not pressing downfield. If you look at the film that we looked at last week, we were pressing and pushing downfield. We're running these kind of deep outs, and then it's deep in. Hey, it is what it is. But 2v6, that's tough. That's a tough ask. Now, he does get the ball out here, but again, 2v6, I don't like it. And this is kind of what I said in week 1 when Dak was trying to throw in the 2v6. Just drop it off. Just dump it down and get the chunk. Look at all this green. Just dump it down. And y'all know I hate those hash mark throws on the opposite hash with Rush. That's not his game. Bunch wins, pressure throw. Gotta have it. Once again, nothing is really coming super, super easy from a passing game department in this game. So when you do get throws that hit, you've got to have it, man. Another good pressure throw in his face. Gets hit. Reward your quarterback. By the way, I say the bunch wins because I love this concept here. He's going to push up. I believe this is Peyton Hendershot or Peyton Hendershot. Holds him just a little bit. That's doing his job. You're going to get this out. You're going to get this hook. You got to have this, CeeDee Lamb. You got to have this. You got to reward your quarterback for getting smashed in the face, man. 2 got to have drops. Can't do it. Won't do it. 12 personnel, great execution. This is the final play, y'all. I just wanted to point this out because watch 89, Walsh 99, and then he boomerangs back to 45, which is Bobby Wagner. I thought this was... Peyton Hendershot is doing... I'm impressed with his blocking. It improves week in, week out. But just take a look at Peyton. Going to Walsh 99. Get back. Oh. I mean, you got to love that. Let me help out my guy, and let me get back and open up this lane. Beautiful. Look at Cuzzo. I haven't mentioned his name the entire time. Terrence still be wanting to smoke. Look how fast he get over there. Oh, how can you not like watching O-line play, man? How can you not like watching it? That'll do it, man, for this week's version of Tale of the Tape. A lot of good things there. A lot of things we need to improve on. But as you can see, there's still possibilities within this offense. There still is, which is why I say here, there's room to improve, and that's scary. You're on a 4-game winning streak. You're 4-1. And your offense is not even half of what it could be. If we're being quite frank here, the offense has been poor. That's just what it is. It's been poor. And you're still winning by double digits. I mean, if I'm looking around the league, I'm hoping like hell the Cowboys never figure this out. I'm hoping like hell. Because all it's going to take, all I got to do is I got to score 25, 27. Somebody someday at some point is going to have a number. Unless you the Ravens. I think the Ravens gave up 39 once. And then after that, it was crazy in 2000. They had like 7 shutouts. They had 7 games under 10 points and multiple shutouts. That's a bit different. Maybe you only need 9 points in those games. But at some point, you're going to have to score, or you're going to have to convert, or your defense is going to be like, hey, man, give me a break. We can't keep going 3 and out. What's next? We were 60% this week, 70 next week. So at some point, if I'm the league, I'm like, don't ever figure this out. Yeah, y'all winning. But if we run into a situation where you do have to do some things offensively, at this rate, this isn't going to get it done. So there's room to improve, and that is scary. Some people are upset about Schultz. Did y'all watch the film breakdown against Washington? Schultz would have had a monster day. He had a touchdown. He'd had at least 80 yards or more. He'd had a monster day in that game. He was open. He was available. I will say this. He came out of that game because of his knee again. Here's what I don't like. If he is banged up, if the knee is hurting, we watched Ezekiel Elliott go through this. Sit him down. Sean McEwen, Peyton Hendershot, Jake Ferguson, the way you're using the tight ends at this point, let him rest. Let him rest, because that knee is only going to get worse. It's not going to get better without rest. So that's kind of where I'm at with it. All right, let's jump back to these phone lines, man. Rick, what's good?
Yeah, what's going on, Sky? What's up, Cowboy Nation?
What's up with you?
My thing is like this, man. This dude, Kellen Moore, got to quit getting so god dang on cute. He's getting too cute too early in the games. Then at the same time, when we get into these red zone situations, you got a young left tackle, and you got a young right tackle that love to run, that love to bulldoze things. You get those dudes in open space with your speed guy, Tony Pollard, you're going to open up. Now the defense has to respect you. Now you can get your play actions off. You got to pitch this dude the ball. You got to get Turpin some type of way in this game, because this dude got speed. And CD Lamb, he has to quit dropping the damn balls, man. Quit trying to be so damn cute, man. Quit trying to be too flashy, bro. Catch the ball, jump your butt back in the huddle. If you want to do your little celebration, cool. But sometimes that stuff ain't called for, bro. If you're going to be number one wide receiver, bro, you going to demand the defense respect, you got to quit dropping the goddamn ball, man. You know what I'm saying? And try to redeem yourself later. Catch the damn ball. If it's in your hands, catch it, bro.
Yeah, 100%.
You know, that's what pisses me off.
During a game where, like I said, man, like, you're not going to throw the ball a whole bunch, and you're not really getting a lot of easy looks. Now, we focused on a few plays where there was some guys open or whatever, but when it's going to be one of those games where, hey, man, we ain't about to complete 25 passes. If we only going to complete 15, I can't have 3 drops, right? Like, those 3 drops can turn into points, man. So, yeah, man, and definitely when your quarterback is getting smashed in the face. So, you know, you got to catch it, CD. I think we're at a point now, and let's also Michael Gallup, okay? This is not new. Michael Gallup just got back, right? But what people forget, there is a recycling of drop issues in Dallas. Now, Cooper only had that issue for one season, and he corrected it. But Michael Gallup was that guy. He was dropping a lot of easy balls like this, and he would catch tough ones. And now CD Lamb, let's just be honest, this is year 3. It is an issue. Focus drops are an issue. Guys drop the ball, but he's dropping some open ones, and I consider them focus drops. So, yeah, man, you got to have it.
Yeah, we can't have these drops, man. And one more thing, man, with Dalton Schultz, sit that dude down, man. Let these young boys do their thing, man. We got number 89 and number 87, man. Let's let these boys eat, man. They're good. He want his money. Jerry and them to be like, yo, whatever the coach's decision is on you, if you can't go, you can't go. Because I've seen that little, what was that little, what was like 10-yard hitch or 10-yard cut. And they threw him the ball. Cooper threw him the ball, and he wasn't fast enough to get to the ball. Like, he looked at mad slow. And you could tell that same injury, like you said, Zeke had last year, you could tell he got it because he's kind of like, he's not breaking to the ball fast enough.
Yeah.
And then it's like, he looking mad slow. So why not let the young boys eat? You know what I mean? Like, get yourself better for when Dak come back later on in the season. You get better, and let's see what happens. But I just don't want to I just don't want to have injured players out here slowing this team down, man. That's just my thing. That's all I got to say, Scott. All right, y'all. Peace.
Appreciate you, brother. Yes, right. Like, yeah, if he's hurt, let these young bucks get it going. But here's the problem. They're not using them. It doesn't seem like it really matters. You know, young bucks or not young bucks. I brought up the stat on Twitter. The New York Giant game, 5 receptions, 56 yards. I thought we were going to be seeing some type of thing. But then now that you have the entirety of these 4 games and not one, and the other 3 games, they have 3 receptions combined. And I think Troy said, does he throw to a tight end? I mean, he's not. He's really not. He's throwing to Noah Brown and CeeDee Lamb for the most part. And Nick P, shout out to Nick P on Facebook. He says, until Dak throws out of bounds instead of taking a huge sack for a loss or goes through his reads much faster, which again, this is why I try to do these breakdowns so you guys can understand what's happening here. I'm pro rush. So you're pro kicking field goals 71% of the time. We're pro having we're 29th in non-play action passes and completion percentage. We're pro being 33rd in EPA on third down. We're pro being the second worst team in getting into the red zone. I don't know how many more times I have to say this part about what Rush does. And he's doing a fantastic job not turning the ball over. We did get the 2 ones called back, and fortunately some got dropped in Cincy, but you realize nobody's using time to throw anymore, right? Like, that was his big thing. He gets rid of the ball fast. Try to tell y'all to relax. That doesn't necessarily mean a damn thing, except for I am determining right away where I'm going with the ball, right? Or this is the call. 1 read, 2 read, that's it. The issue that I've been trying to show through film over the last 4 weeks is when you are predetermined, when you keep saying getting through his reads fast. He's not. He's making a read, and he's going there for the most part. Now, that's not always bad. But the problem is you can decisively throw yourself out of 6 points. Decisively throw yourself into an interception that gets called back. Decisively throw yourself into a bad pass. There was a time, man, where this is so crazy, man. Cowboy fans were like, man, Dak's got to throw it downfield. If he's going to throw interceptions, man, I'd rather him throw interceptions, throw a pick or 2, and we get 4 touchdowns, and because we can't keep throwing it to Dalton Schultz, who had 8 touchdowns. We can't keep throwing it to Cedric Wilson. They were dictating you to do that. What the hell you think this man is doing right now? Now it's, hey, man, just don't turn the ball over. Okay. And y'all think that a rejuvenated Dak, seeing that this kind of defense that he's never had in his life, seeing that a Kellen Moore who has a foot on his throat can't get back to what he was before in the sense of, oh, I don't got to be Superman for this team. I don't got to carry this team. I just got to carry the offense. I think it's mind-boggling to me, man. That's just me. No, Tino, it's not that he's not. Jumper Cam, what up?
Hey, what's up, Sky? What's going on, man?
What's good with you, brother?
We just you can't talk football with people who don't understand football. It's just frankly that simple. The only thing they see is, oh, we got to win, and they're going to attribute to the quarterback on top of the fact the crap that they're getting from the 3-letter network.
But that wasn't the case last year, Drummer. We was winning.
But I know. But they got short memories, dude. It's like I said on Vach's show on the volume. It's like talking politics with folks. It's not, if you don't have a basic understanding of football and understand what you're seeing and understand that, okay, the playbook is kind of closing up, they have to be more balanced because they can't depend on Rush to do the things that Dak can do. And And it's been good for our team to get Kellen to say, okay, and Mike McCarthy, 100% agree with this theory that Mike is tapped him on the shoulder, like, we can't be doing this crap. We got to run the ball. We got to be balanced. That whole thing had to happen and unfold that way to get Kellen right. Now that Kellen's understanding that he's got to be balanced and we've got success, they're attributing the success to fucking Rush instead of going, our defense is keeping us in the games and giving us enough opportunities so that when Rush has got the ball, we can get 3 points here, 3 points there, we get a touchdown there, we get a touchdown here, we get enough.
Instead of being excited for the possibility of a better player coming back to keep this same thing rolling, knowing that the potential is so much greater, right? Without a massive risk. Because we got to understand, it's not like this has been completely risk-free. There's been a turnover-worthy throw or two every game. In fact, there literally was 2 turnovers called back. So it's not like it's completely risk-free. The problem is when Dak does go out here and he does throw 2 touchdowns, the minute a tipped interception or overthrow interception happens, it's going to be like, see? That's why he should be on the bench. Brother. We had the same thing happen with the other quarterback. It just got called back. But go ahead, man.
No, you're right, 100%. The only thing that kind of is bugging me right now is with the way the defenses are lining up, especially if they're heavy, like if they're going to run 5-man, 6-man fronts on the D-line against our offense, why are we sending a tight end down the seam and throwing a little quick seam pass? Because I see that as being open over and over and over again.
We have. Again, this is the other issue when you don't go through your reads and you're predetermined. We just flat out missed it. We put 3 plays on film where the seam was there. I think it was 1 to Dalton Schultz and 2 to Jake Ferguson. Is Jake Ferguson 87?
Are you talking about Hendershot and
who's 87? No, one was a Dalton Schultz in a Washington game. The other one was 87. I believe that's Jake Ferguson. We just don't go there, right? Like we just don't.
Yeah.
Which is strange because Cooper Rush is best in the middle of the field, but it's there.
Yeah.
The seam route has been run a few different times, and it's been there.
I just think from a quick throw standpoint, if you've got 2 quick reads, whether it's a slant and then one's on one side and the seam on the other side, it just seems like, okay, boom, they're coming, the pressure's there, seam's open. Or that slant's going to be there. It just seems like that would be easy pickings for Rush because it is over the middle, and that's where he does excel. It's over the middle. It's kind of driving me nuts because it's like, why we should be exposing this, especially when we get these 5-line, 5-6 front, D-line, looks. And, typically you'll have 2 linebackers drop back, or they may bring the pressure. And if they're just trying to bring pressure because they're trying to disrupt the backup quarterback, it just seems like that throw would be there real easily. Here's the other thing. My last point, man. I'm just going to say this real quick.
Yep.
I will put money on this shit. I will put money on it. Cooper is not getting a job anywhere else after this, and that should tell you everything you need to know about Cooper Rush.
He'll get a job, man. He'll get a job.
As what? A starter somewhere?
Oh, I doubt. Well,
come on, man. I know the league. I know the league is starved for talent, but I don't see it. I just don't see it because everybody else is seeing the numbers. He hasn't put up any decent numbers. If he was putting up decent numbers, I could potentially say, okay, someone might bite on that bullet. But he's not even putting up decent numbers. Like, he's smart, and he gets rid of the ball quick, but, again, he's not putting up great numbers. He doesn't have a great arm, and those outside throws are sometimes questionable. You've talked about this multiple times. But that's all I got, man. Love the show.
Thanks.
And keep doing what you're doing.
Thanks, Jump Cam. Just because the league is the way it is, I think Coop will definitely get a shot. He said starter. I think he's going to need a game, though. He might need one of these games. Like, I don't think Dak is going to be playing in this game. This might be – it's going to be tough. It's a good defense. But if he has one of those games to put on film, sure. Matt Flynn had a game, and he got a job, and then Russell Wilson came in and took that thing. Give me that right away. So I'll get a job. But I do agree that to get a starting job, he might need to have a game. He might need to have one of them things. Because he is in a very unique situation. Year 6 in the league. In all 6 years, he's literally played in the same exact offense. 5 of the 6, the same exact. The other one was with, Jason Garrett, who runs the same offense, but just not as much wrinkles. So that is unique, right? Like, he understands his team. He understands his franchise. I don't know that had he got picked up with who's on the backup quarterback right now? The Steelers. That Cooper Rush would go in there after gets cut. So that means September. He's getting a call. And now he has to get dialed in week 2, not knowing that offense and then doing what he's doing here. Nah, I don't think that he wouldn't win 4 in a row with that team. So he's in a unique situation. But I think he'll definitely get a job. One thing that he has shown is that if you do put him in a system, he's comfortable with the system, comfortable with his surroundings. He can drive the bus as a backup. So I 100% think he'll get a job as a backup. Granted, the situation he's in, I still think he's one of the best backups in the league, man, because he's doing enough to keep this thing floating and playing complementary football. And that's one thing we need to understand here, because there's a sector of fans who love divisiveness. This isn't about divisiveness. This is about understanding there is room to improve. And the clearest day improvement is going to come at the quarterback position. That is clear. It's clear, man. And what they're not doing on those networks is going over that aspect. And I'm so disappointed in my good brother Shady. So disappointed in some of these other talking heads that feed into this nonsense. I'm not disappointed in the one show, but because that's what they're going to do. Because they want to talk about, I think my man said, man, the offense is just playing different for Cooper Rush. What? Again, I've just detailed everything about the offense. How are they playing different? I just be saying anything. I say that a lot to people that come in here and say crazy. Y'all just be saying stuff. We don't got to do that. We don't got to lie to kick it. We can appreciate the good job that the Cooper Rush is doing as a backup and be excited for your QB1 to come back with an understanding that, oh, we going to run more play action? Where I was a beast at? Oh, we got plays to be made that I can make? That ain't different. These ain't, we got to throw a tight window throw. No, man. Go look at a lot of these big completions. There's maybe 2 tight window throws, man, because the play action is working, right? You're getting the look. The line is blocking it up just enough. Man, you should be excited. This is great. But L, what do we need, L? Because we ain't had that. Because we ain't had that win, we got to live in this drama. It's goofy. It's goofy. Let me lock these up. This is going to be a super overtime one, I think. A super overtime one, because we still got 500 up in here. Yeah, Danny said long show. I think it's going to be one of them ones, man, because the lines are full. I don't know if I'm going to get to all y'all. I mean, these are super full. This is like a Monday show. All right, let's see what we got here. Los, what's up, brother?
Buenos dias, Skywalker. Man, let me say this. Good morning. I hope you had a good cup of coffee. It's always good to come off a victory.
Hey, that's why I think it's going to be another long show, because I'm finishing this cup. But go ahead.
Yeah, I'm sorry. So I'll make this point quick, and then so this whole problem about these whole penalties, it all started with the Miami organization and putting their QB early. Now these referees have a choice but to call all these whiplash tackles and landing on top of these QBs and et cetera. And defensive coordinators hate this because I'm sure the last thing they want to do is teach new ways how to tackle, because the whole point of being a defensive player is attack the attacker, right? And I think the last thing the whole NFL wanted was this to be called in a prime time Monday night game for everybody to see. So I think hopefully they can clean that up. So that's all I have to say about that. And the only thing I have to say about offensively about these Cowboys is I think we all know the more we help our defense, which is what we're built on, is the more we help ourselves. Because I think the like Vosh say, I think even getting past the 45 and 50, I think that's a win because you're putting yourself time of possession, getting yak, and you're creating situations to get closer to the end zone. And if the defense gets that, I'm gonna call it something else, but that Senzo beam rise up, pause, man, you're solid. And I'll leave it with this: get Tony the damn ball. 8 carries and he's getting 22. That's a sin, man. You got to get Tony the ball. Peace.
My man Los, appreciate you. Somebody said, let's be real. Dak can't read defenses or doesn't change the protection. I'm about to get a drop or a shirt. Y'all just be saying anything, bro. Anything. I am literally showing y'all film of a Q who wasn't reading defenses, but whatever. And now I'm showing you film of a Q who's reading defenses. And for a guy who's been in this league for 7 years and been a very successful quarterback, Joe from Flower Mound said he can't change protections. Do you even know what that looks like? No offense. $469, what it is, what it do? All right, be out of here, 469. You way too much going on right there. 970, what up?
Hey, how about them
Hey,
Cowboys?
my guy, Sonny. What's good, Sonny?
Oh, I've been doing good. I've been getting ready for elk hunting. Elk hunting getting ready to start this weekend. So I've been up putting out cameras up in the woods. But, hey, them Cowboys are playing pretty good ball right now.
Ain't they, Sonny? How you feeling about this 4-1 start, man?
What's that? I predicted them to go 15-2.
Oh, shit. I didn't know you predicted them to go 15-2, Sonny.
Oh,
How about
yeah.
that?
But I looked at the schedule. Well, I'm just going by according to their defense. That defense looking really good.
It is, man.
Real good. But we're going to find out. I know Philadelphia is going to want to run the ball. They're going to run the ball. So we're going to find out a lot about our defense.
100%. You're right about that, man.
Is that right? Is Philadelphia going to run the ball more so than pass, right?
Yes, they're going to run it, and the what makes it a bit tougher than normal defense or normal offense is that they run it in a unique way, and they use their quarterback. So now you got to play 11 on 11 in both the passing game and the running game, where most teams you're not doing that. So.
Yeah, you're going to give your thoughts on it. You said tomorrow, huh? Is that what you said?
Yes, sir. Yep. Yes, sir. Yep. Yep. We're going to talk Cowboys defense.
Yeah, I liked how you did that film thing. That was pretty cool.
Oh, man. Appreciate that, Sonny.
I like that, how
you
broke that down on the film. That was, I don't see anybody else doing that.
Well, I used to do it last year. I would do a drive of the game. I haven't done it this year. Instead, I decided to do it live. I'm having a lot of fun with it live. So we're going to do it every Tuesday, Sonny.
Yeah. Hey, Tony Pollard about got our quarterback killed, didn't he, when he missed he didn't get over Ramsey coming off the line there.
So Coach actually, yes, indeed. Coach actually came out and said that was a look that they never saw on film from the Rams, and that the protection was actually designed for Tony Pollard to help out on Aaron Donald. So, and I thought that might have been the case because it's like he completely ignored Jalen Ramsey, and it was a great call, and it worked out.
Yeah. Yeah, he took a hell of a hit, Russell did.
Indeed.
Hey,
Man.
I got to let you go, but hey, keep up your good job.
Thank you, Sonny. It's always good to hear from you, good brother.
Cowboys.
Yes, sir.
Hey, good luck, boss.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
I want to press the button so bad because I can't unhear it. Gotta love his energy, man. Gotta love his energy. Yeah. Tomorrow, watching, and I got a little bit of a cheat on the Eagles because we played Washington last week. So I was watching the Eagles, and low key I was actually watching both teams, knowing we had the Eagles coming up. But man, there's a weird stat. And Professor O already posted it in regards to the points per quarter situation. But man, this team ain't. I'm just saying, this offense is not what everybody thinks it is just yet. And I don't know how they find they ceiling against this defense, but we'll see. All right, man, I gotta fly through this. I'm gonna get Nacho and then Marv. Then there's a bunch of numbers. Oh, here's what we're gonna do: Nacho, Marv, Redding, and then there's some numbers I'm not familiar with. Nacho, what up?
Sky, good morning. How are you? Good morning. Hey, listen, man, a couple of things. How exciting it is. I've always been waiting for us to have a top 5 or top 10 defense. And and right now we're right at that point.
Mm-hmm.
But to your point earlier, oh my God, I feel the same frustration and same passion that many Cowboy fans feel, and specifically what you were alluding to this morning, is the simple fact that against a more formidable football team, we need to generate more points offensively. And it's pretty clear. I mean, if people can't see the fact that this offense the last couple of weeks has been actually trending downhill rather than getting better, is something to be concerned about down the road when we play these more formidable offenses. Right now we're very, very fortunate, right? Would you say we're very fortunate that our defense is holding teams to low scoring, where it's helping us drive? Otherwise, we're going to bump into a really tough road down the road. But if people can't see the fact that if and when we get Dak back, that's going to be, I hope, the difference that's going to really get us over the hump to reach our ultimate goal.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to need that, and you're going to need to continue. I think what's happening right now, I said this yesterday to D Shift. Yeah, D Shift was talking about, is this better? Is this team better? And I said, well, I'll tell you what. Well, one thing that is better besides the defense, this coaching has been better. Like the coaching, without a shadow of a doubt, has been better. Maybe this is the best they've been doing since this regime has come here. So as long as that continues to carry on, and now you're getting back Dak, yeah, man, I think you put yourself in a position in an NFC that doesn't look that crazy right now.
No, absolutely. And right now, I mean, if we really look at it, and I'll leave you with this: if we look at it, you got the Buffalo Bills, just to throw some teams out. You got the San Francisco 49ers. You got the Dallas Cowboys. You could even put the Philadelphia Eagles.
Well, you don't even need to include Buffalo and Kansas City, because we're not playing them, and that's the AFC, right? Let's focus on the NFC, because in order to get to where we want to get to.
If we focus on the NFC, so we got Philadelphia, San Francisco, and Dallas. Let's just look at those three as top 3 defenses.
Tampa.
Even the Rams in there, in Tampa, of course. That's what you're looking at, and that's what we're going to be looking at in terms of, down the road in the playoffs. And the difference is going to be if we can continue this and sustain this type of play on defense and even get better, what our offense will do once Dak gets back will be the difference.
Yeah, as long as we keep it trucking. Appreciate the call, Nacho.
Absolutely. Thank you, my man. Have a
Yes,
good
sir.
one.
You as well.
Bye-bye.
Magic City Marv. What's up, man? I feel like I got to put on.
What up, Steve? What up, Steve?
Oh,
What you up to, brother?
I'm chilling, man. Let me put on the Magic City shades for you right quick, man. I feel like I got to put the shades on when I'm talking to Magic City Marv.
Yes, sir. Yes,
man.
sir.
What's up, man?
Hey, so
Got to talk to
so
you
what
like
you got to do is
fellow pimp.
when Dak come back,
Mm-hmm.
you got to play it the same way, like 2016.
Yeah,
It's gonna make them better.
When Foe get back,
and make them done. Huh?
when Ford get back, we got to play like 2016.
No, like when Dak played in 2016. I mean, 2016.
Yeah. He was handing the ball off to 21. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, you got to play like we're doing now, run the ball.
Mm-hmm.
The key, though, the receivers, like the fans complaining, but if CD catch that pass, the drive's still going, probably get another field goal, or you probably get a touchdown. Michael Gallup got to catch the ball, keep driving. They got to make the plays against Philly. They can't be dropping passes because we're gonna need it. Because I think Philly, they might play a man-to-man, or they might play a zone like the Denver did, because they want to see what Cooper Rush do. You know what I'm saying? Four-man rush.
We're gonna look at the film. Not Rich Gannon, something Gannon. I forget his first name. Last year, they did like to play a lot of too high, which is why they was getting gashed on the ground against us. This year, they got a defensive line that's a bit different. So we'll see what happens when we go look at the tape, man. But I think they'll mix it up a bit.
Yeah. So he got to run sweep right, sweep left, sweep right, and then hit him in the middle. So throw some screens, and then for once in your life, if you're listening, Coach Kellen, put number 9 in the game and just send him deep one time.
Just one time, brother.
Do it one time and scare the hell out of them, and that's gonna open it up for CeeDee Lamb and Gallup. Even 81 is fast. He running 4.3. Come on, man. Stop.
Come on, man.
Sending these receivers on these sorry routes.
No. I think he's gotten better. Listen, we break down the film. I looked at the tape week 1. Yeah, I definitely did not like the route concepts, the game plans, none of that stuff, the decision making, none of it. But I think we got rid of a lot of the option routes, and you're seeing just regular, general, and I say regular because concepts cannot be regular. They can be a fantastic dial-up. But you're seeing a lot more normal routes for these receivers to run. So they're running them harder. They're running them more crisper, more confidently. And the quarterback is obviously confident that they'll be there because guess what? I don't got to guess where they're going to be. So I'm not too down on the route concepts, but I am with you. There could be a little bit more creativity added, right? Like to Kevontae Turpin, it's kind of a bit mind-boggling how he doesn't get at least 3 jet sweeps a game or 3 plays a game. But anyway.
Yeah, still, and one more. Now, guys, all the Cowboys fans, it's good that 7 got burnt like that, because next week he'll play that better. He was trying to, he thought he was slick, and he thought he was going to get it. And you can't do it with that quarterback. That quarterback got a good arm.
You talking about
that ball perfect.
You talking about when he went
Cooper Rush touchdown.
The 70. Okay, yeah. That's a tough one, man. That was
now the key,
that's a hell of a throw.
Yeah, and the guy that just came over to Philly, he was talking all that smack. Now, Cowboy fan, this is the game you're gonna get number 7 kudos. He's gonna get a pick 6, and he's gonna shut down that Tennessee receiver. Watch that.
Y'all get all right. We're gonna talk about it, man. We're gonna talk about it tomorrow.
Yeah, and then like I want to say, take them likes for my boy Steele, and how about them Cowboys? Let's beat the Phillies and shut them up, and we're gonna win this week. It's gonna be the final score 27-13.
27-13. I like it. That'd be the most points all year. I like it.
Yeah.
All right, Magic City Marv. Appreciate you, big dog.
All right, fam. Shalom.
I'm so glad I don't blurt out the things that are in my head, but I love Coach Marv, not Coach Marv. I do love Coach Marv, but when Marv called in, Magic City Marv, I like that score prediction, 27-13. Talk about possible pick 6. We know we got one of those off of old boy last year. In fact, we've picked off Jalen Hurts in every game he's played the Cowboys. So, and you want to talk about playing with arrogance and confidence? He's playing with that with those receivers out there. So you're gonna get your shots, man. We'll break it all down. What's good, my writing brother?
Oh, good morning, Will.
Good morning.
God bless you in the show.
Thank you, sir.
Like always, I just want to say a couple points. How you call? Our defense is going to be good enough to stop the Eagles. I know it because they're going to be amped up, ready to play. And also, too, that situation with Dak, once Dak comes back, the offense is going to really take a bigger step. You know what I'm saying? And then that's when we're going to really see the whole team come together. I really think so. You know what I mean? People are trying to base off of one game that he had bad. People, he's human. You're gonna have good games. You're gonna have bad games. But if you look at all Dak's good games, he's good to go. That's what I gotta say for today. Oh, and one thing also too, they gotta throw a couple plays to Turpin. They gotta get him involved because what's the sense of having him there and you ain't giving him the ball at all, at all.
Let me dive in a little bit more of that. Yep, you're absolutely right, man. Appreciate the call. I'm gonna talk about that.
Okay, brother. Have a blessed one like always, and keep up the good work.
Thank you, sir. I think a fantastic call. So Turpin, right? He's not going anywhere because he's our returner. But what makes me say what the heck is going on here at the receiver position is that it's not like Semi is getting a whole lot of involvement. Is Jalen Tolbert just not ready so bad that he can't even go out and get semi snaps? He can't get some of these wide receiver routes because you ain't throwing the tight ends. You're not throwing the Devontae Turpin. So it's just a weird, you're right, man. If you got him here, use his ass. But again, I think we're seeing, Kellen is still trying to grow within this new operation. Maybe Turpin will be involved a little bit later. So we got time. That's why I love that. That's why I titled with this show today was Room to Improve, and that's scary because you're winning and your offense has just not been good, and it haven't even been used to the height of their capabilities for multiple reasons. Right? You're not using a Devontae Turpin. Injuries like James Washington's not out there. Michael Gallup wasn't there for the first 3 weeks. Now he's back. Dak Prescott, right? He's not there. So you're going to continue to get better, but make sure when you get better personnel-wise, you also get better within the confines of the offense. We talk about dribbling with a purpose, running with a purpose, calling plays with a purpose. You see it here and there. You do. But I just, maybe I'm being greedy. Maybe I see offense struggling, and I see two guys that can give you juice, Tony Pollard and Devontae Turpin. Your three biggest plays on the year, if I'm not mistaken, not even just in this stretch, have all come from Tony Pollard. Your three biggest plays. 469, what up? I tried, man. I tried with 469. That's going to be it, brother. He gone. We're going to do 850 and then 501, and we're going to rock.
How you doing today?
What's up, 850? Who this?
I'm excited about this year, but I'm disappointed. And when Kellen gonna stop waiting to the fourth quarter to call a good game and calling plays up the middle all the time and not calling sweeps that are outside, not utilizing Ezekiel Elliott the right way by going outside and not utilizing our receivers and leaving the middle of the field open when we're playing against teams. The hash marks are open. Why we not going deep? Why we not using play action pass and setting up the run and doing things like that?
That's a lot. So let's slow it down. We do use play action. Now there was there a whole lot last week? I don't recall seeing a ton of it, but there was some done. We're actually doing more play action now than we've ever done with Dak Prescott, believe it or not, which is wild to me. But hey, in regards to running outside, I don't know if you were here for the film session we did. We're seeing some pulls. We're seeing tight ends come around, and we're seeing guys seal the edge, and we're actually low-key seeing the outside potentially there for Zeke. But here's one thing that we got to understand that I'm pretty sure every Zeke fan understands, and Zeke even understands. He doesn't have that juice outside anymore to attack it that way. So the only way you can get him involved outside is to literally pitch it that way. But if I'm going to pitch it outside, no offense to Zeke, I'm getting that thing to Tony Pollard because Tony
Pollard, yes.
Yes, Tony Pollard's the guy that I think can make a guy miss, and now it's off to the races. My guy Joey Ikes had a fantastic, not a comparison, but he had a fantastic tweet about what these guys are. He said, and I'm paraphrasing here. Excuse me if the yards are wrong, but he said, "I now know what Zeke and TP are." He said Zeke is a guy that sees that there's 2 yards and he gets 5. Tony Pollard is a guy that sees that there's 15 yards and he gets 30.
That's right. Yeah.
So, and you do need both of those guys. But I think Zeke is now comfortable within himself, because there was multiple times in this Chargers game or in this Rams game where old Zeke would have definitely ate that outside. But he said, nah, I'm going to cut it back in, and he got a good 4 or 5 yards, and he finished with some authority, and now people are feeling those body blows. So that's that on the outside, the Zeke thing. The play action thing, I think we are running a little bit more. I'm with you a little bit on the middle of the field stuff, because there were certain times, at least early in the season, where we were running a lot of routes and we're just leaving the middle of the field open. But I think we've been incorporating more things there. We just, and Cooper Rush is actually best going in the middle of the field. We're just not doing it with the tight end. So there's definitely room for improvement, my man, for Kellen. I think he's working with what he has right now. We just want to continue to see him build these pieces, right, as we keep moving forward.
Right. And I'm excited and everything. Just hoping that I really do think we got a chance to beat Philadelphia. I think I would bring a 9-man front, jam their receivers, bring exotic blitzes at him. Keep containment on the outside, the wide side of the field. Keep containment on him, because he's gonna run the football. He's a great runner, and prevent him to try to make him beat us with his arm and not with his legs. Because if he get outside, he's going to the house.
100%, man.
So that's all I got to say. But I think we're gonna beat them. I would say we're gonna give up 21 points against them. If we can score 30 points, I'll be happy.
Ooh, I'd love to get 30 on them. I would love appreciate the call, man. Thank you for calling in and watching the show. I would love for the game where our offense just snaps to be against this team. Dallas can score 22 points for the rest of the season. We hold dudes to 10 and 13. I want to beat them so bad. I don't even. A win's a win. There's no beat. This ain't the BCS. You ain't getting no bonus points, no brownie points. But I want to beat these dudes so bad, man, to the point where ain't no, oh, well, this call, or, I mean, it's only 3 points. You lucky because they blocked the field goal. Or you lucky because. I want to leave no doubt coming out of Sunday night. We played Philly Monday Night Football last year at home. Did the post-game, pre-game, all that stuff, game day live. Do you know how great it felt to see these Philly fans walking through Texas Live just sick? They couldn't be like, yeah, but when we get back, but we didn't run I don't care. Put 40 on y'all boys. Go have a seat. You still little bruh until you beat big bruh. That's how I'm feeling. All right, last call here. 501. What it is, what it do?
What it do, Steve? You got to lock me in, man. Every time I call, you'll never recognize my number.
Bro,
man.
look.
This is Alan from Arkansas.
What up, Alan from Arkansas? For whatever reason, what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to uninstall this program. It won't let me change names no more, man. Yeah,
okay. I just got a couple of concerns and a couple of questions. You have any update on what's going on with Peters and as well as James Washington?
So James is not ready from the last time I checked. He's still trying to heal from that foot. He's technically eligible to come off of IR right now, but they haven't even brought him off unless, I've been doing the show, so maybe that could have been breaking news. But he hasn't come off of IR just yet, which means he's still recovering. So nothing there. And who was the other one? Jason Peters?
Yes.
You know something weird about that? I haven't gotten a specific injury, just his chest. And it could be a few weeks.
Okay. And I know a way that we could use Turpin is like how we could run like a wishbone, have Zeke in the middle and have Pollard and Turpin and run a pitch where if they take Turpin, he could pitch it to Pollard and let Pollard do his thing, or vice versa.
It'd be vice versa.
To add a wrinkle
to open up the offense more to get him involved. Now it makes you more acceptable on the defense or being watchable of what's going on to add more illusion of our offense.
So that would be super creative. That isn't that Razorback formation that we saw with Peyton Hillis, Felix Jones, and Darren McFadden. Yeah. So
Yes,
you're
sir.
saying like we'll put TP in the middle, Zeke on one side, Turpin on the other, and Turpin will have to be the pitch man because you don't want him being a guy or the pitch catcher. You don't want him being a guy making the pitch. Usually, the dude making the pitch is going to get hit real hard.
Right.
Sure, maybe a wrinkle here and there with that, but they did something not like that, but they did do a cool little wrinkle with Dak Prescott week 1, and it got 8 yards where Dak, they faked it to one of the running backs, pulled it, they ran left, he had Turpin come behind him, and he faked the pitch to Turpin, held the safety for a split second, you got 8 yards. Yeah, something like that just to get him involved.
And my last question is, once Tyron Smith gets well, as well as Peters, what do we do with our rookie left tackle? Do we leave him out there? I understand he kind of struggled, but he still held his own against Aaron Donald. And it showed where he got a couple of penalties. What do we do with it? Do we leave him out there once he do get well? Or do we kick him back in to add Tyron back out there? Then we could also put Peters in the backfield to actually for pass protection or either for running.
Just eliminate Peters out of your mind in regards to left tackle. That's not happening. You almost can eliminate him out of for left guard. I mean, at this point, he's probably gonna be a swing guy. We do have an issue at left guard. It hasn't cost us just yet, but there is a bit of a situation, and I think that has always been the one caveat to that will give you a slight pause if Tyron were to ever come back. It was always, well, how is the left guard playing? And they haven't been playing all that great. But guess what? You don't have an option right now. Tyler's going to stay out there. They're not costing you, so Tyler's going to stay out there. But even when Tyron gets back, I personally, if he does come back, I mean, this is a long shot. He tore his whole entire leg off of his bone. But if he does come back, my personal opinion, not saying this is what the Cowboys are going to do, not even saying this is what they should do, because that becomes a bit, it's not black and white. I would definitely have the conversation if the left guard situation continues to look like it is, which it hasn't been that great. I would have the conversation of, how is Tyron? Is he okay? Got him out there at practice. Do we want to go on a run? Do we really want to go on a run? Do we really want to get into the playoffs with our best players helping elevate each other? I think if you're struggling at left guard and Tyron is healthy and you get into these playoffs, you get to the end of the season, it's early. I'm not saying this is what they should do. Not saying it was what they're supposed to do, but I would entertain the thought of, yes, putting him at left tackle. And not worrying about 2023, because now I know, all right, man, my left tackle for the future is good. But, man, this left guard is really hurting us, man. We're getting pressure up the middle. We can't run to that side or something. You know what I mean? We're getting penalties. Whatever may be the case, I want the best guys out there. It's something I would entertain. That's all I'm saying. Entertain it.
Okay. Yeah, man, but I appreciate everything that you do for us, man, and I like how you do the Texas Live, with the pregame and halftime show as well as the postgame, man. It be fire. One of these days, once I come out to Texas, I'm going to have to catch you one, because I'm in the process of moving out there. So once I get there, man, I'm going to have to catch up with you, man. And I appreciate everything you do, man. If it wasn't for you, man, I'd be lost in the South, man. But you give us that true sauce, man. Keep what you're doing, man. I appreciate you, my brother.
Thank you.
Have a great one.
Thank you, man. You as well. Man, heavy. Y'all the best, man. Y'all truly are the best. Yeah, come through. If you ever come through Texas Live, people that have come through, people in the chat, and JR, you can speak for this. We just kick it. We rap. We talk ball. Now, if you catch me during the game, you better catch me in between plays, or you better catch me in between quarters or something. Commercial. Because I love you. But I ain't trying to hear nothing, dog. The game is on. But yeah, man, come through. It's all love, man. Me and Jesse, we show lots of love, man. If you don't know what the hell I'm talking about, this is what we do game day live, man.
I'm in my zone, on the road to the Super Bowl. Every game on the schedule crucial, it take a toll. It don't matter if we at home or on the road. You try to tackle, I'll truck a sucker and take it soul. I'm staring at 4th and goal, gotta find an open hole. A linebacker just close a hole where I'm supposed to go. So now I'm thinking my centers are all pro, so I trust he can make a walk for wherever the ball go. Yeah, it's 5 seconds on the play clock. The crowd was loud, but they stopped. Now it's silent while they watch. They stand off in the red zone. All I see is red home. Watch me get this touchdown and this W and head home.
Man, listen, dude. Listen. If that don't get you fired up, don't know what will. But that's it for the phone calls. I'm going to jump into this chat for a little bit. I definitely wanted to go extra overtime here. We want double overtime. And we don't end in ties. So we did finish all the phone calls like I promised, man. And wanted to get through that. Appreciate you, Shaq. You said you want to see my do-rag collection. I'm very basic with my do-rags, bro. Black silk. Black silk. My son's grandpa is hilarious, man. He's one of the. Do people still wear the dual colors? He will. With the flap out. I only wear the flap out when I'm playing around with Michelle because I'm always, just being me. I'm a nut. But I always play around with the flap out, but I don't really wear the flap out. My do-rags is black, man. Appreciate you, Paul. McGovern, no penalties. That's better than Connor. I mean, you got a point there, Gerald. I mean, yeah, Connor was holding a whole lot. He doesn't have any penalties. That's why if you go look at our Sky Optics for week 5, interior O-line holding on. I don't necessarily mean by literally holding, but we holding on, man. They ain't cost us yet, but it is room for improvement. Mr. Jab, that is interesting, Mr. Jab, that nobody is saying. In fact, I'm going to reach out to my guy. Because he can get a hold of Jason Peters and get a little inside information. Mr. Jab said, man, that's real interesting. Nobody talk about this. I think Peters partially got hurt due to him not playing his natural position. That has to be a possibility, right? That has to be put up there because we saw this with Zach Martin in 2020. We was going through a terrible situation at right tackle, and Zach hadn't played right tackle in 8 years or whatever it was. And they moved him out there, held it down for half of a game, and then I think another game, and then he got hurt. But that is interesting. Now, it was a chest injury, and my man is 40, so wait a minute. I know I can't let that happen.
I'm a man. I'm 40.
He's 40. So, got to take that into consideration, too. Big bank, take little bank, Jumper Cam. Yeah. And until they become big bank, Philly better go on ahead. Somebody said Tyron never coming back. That is right. Like, that may not even happen. Yes, Danny Peters got hurt in practice, and they're not saying anything about it. Like, it's just, chest injury, maybe out for a few weeks. Like, what's wrong with his chest? How did it happen? No, we found out when DeMarcus Lawrence broke his foot. He broke his foot on a drill. Bear says, shout out to Cooper Rush, but it's time for Dak to come back. I mean, not just quite yet. I think somebody said earlier in the chat that Jerry said Dak's going to be throwing Wednesday. But that means I think he went to the doctors either today or yesterday. Granted, you have to have doctor checkups. But my whole thing was when I was talking, my thing is, when I was talking to Vach, I'm like, I mean, if you still got to get a doctor clearance, are you ready? And shout out to Tuck. Tuck says something, two things really, but something that I don't want us, to gloss over. It's really not so much gripping the ball. What happens when he falls? What happens when he hits somebody? What happens? Because that's going to happen, right? Is it ready for that? And we'll be at tomorrow. We'll be 1 month from surgery, September 12th. It's always been, well, at first, I should say it's always been. It started off 6 to 8 weeks. Then once it did surgery, it's like, oh no, this ain't bad as we thought. 4 to 6. Then Jerry said, well, we don't need to put him on IR. He might come back sooner, but we were like, it's unrealistic. But now we are at the front end of that 4 to 6. I would at least give it 5, man. I don't want to rush back an injury that can maybe swell up again or just not quite ready yet. I've said this. I don't care if he's 95%. You're not forced for this to happen. You don't need it to happen. 100%. If he ain't 100%, no. Also, what Tuck said was very interesting too. Now listen, see, Tuck different. He's from Kansas City. I know Philly and Dallas is a rivalry in general. But see, I look at these games the same. But I hear what Tuck is saying. Tuck said, this ain't even the one. This game is not the one. Don't let people hype you up, is what he was saying. Like, this ain't the one that really matters. I think it does. He said it's the December game because that's the game that could determine the division. That's very true. Very true. But it's always Philly over here, so they all matter to me. What do I think about Dono spying on the Eagles? Stay tuned tomorrow. Oh, I'm gonna try to find this audio this video I did with when we interviewed CJ Goodwin. Remember when CJ spied 2 years ago? He spied Jalen Hurts. I wonder if they do something similar. Ooh, Special K going. So you coming down here, Special K, December 24th. He's coming to this game. And it's going to be at home, too. Yeah, that's definitely going to be the one. But it's still Philly. If you wear the do-rag with the flap out, you a stone cold killer. Sully, if you wear the do-rag with the flap out with the dual colors in public, you don't care about life. Like, you don't care. And don't let you have on some black Air Force Ones. Honestly, I might just turn around. Nah, this is problems, man. Ain't nothing good about to happen in this bodega. All right, we don't want the super overtime, y'all. Do me a favor on the way out. Please hit the like button if you enjoyed today's show. I always say I'm gonna clip out the film room, and I don't. My apologies, but I'm gonna try to. If y'all missed the film breakdown, go check it out. Tape Tuesdays, Tale of the Tape, whatever you want to call it. Always a good time doing it live with y'all. I hope y'all are digging these versions of it as opposed to the other ones. But later tonight, check out my guy Mo. He'll be back, A to Z Sports Primetime. Tomorrow, we will record Cowboys 4th and Long with my guy Jesse Holly. I usually post, if you have any questions, on Twitter, but I'm about to start doing it on YouTube. I don't know why I don't do it on YouTube. That's stupid. So I'm gonna post it on YouTube as well. Get your questions. We'll answer them in our 4th down segment. And then later today, I'll be back on the YouTube streets. Voch Lombardi live. About 3:06-ish. Heavy on the ish. Very heavy on the ish. And yeah, man, we'll continue this good Cowboys talk. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and press this button. I'll be here till 12 o'clock. Yes, sir. If you want to support and you don't want to be taxed, Chill Will 1026 on the Cash App. You might hear me say that a plethora of times on October 26th. Don't let them tax you. We out here. Love you. Peace. Nah, Shaq, not black man. Blank man. Take care of your mentals and your chickens. Do what you gotta do to take care of your mentals and your chickens.
Cowboys!